Casino, CultureCasino, 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 CultureCasino. CultureCasino, oh, CultureCasino, 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 oh, CultureCasino, CultureCasino, CultureCasino. Culture Casino, 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 Culture Casino. Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, Culture Casino, oh, Culture Casino, Culture Casino.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome. It is a lovely Saturday morning, October 5th, 2024. Just about a month away from a decision we all have to make. Hopefully, people make the right decision. I do not want to live in a neo-Marxist era. I don't know about you. And that promptly got my demonetization, I'm sure. But hey, had to be said. Speaking of had to be said, there's a lot of disappointing things happening right now. If you are anywhere paying attention to any kind of media, nothing seems to be going quite right for any of these media companies. Disney's layoffs, Paramount, more layoffs, Paramount lawsuits about the layoffs. You've got terrible performances at the theaters, all kinds of crazy things. But mic check culture. You guys hear me? Anyway, let's see. Let's jump on to who's here. I think there's a lot of you all here today, which I appreciate. Well, let's take a look real quickly. Got some early folks in on the show. We've got lots to talk about, of course. The Weatherman was the first in over on the Green Machine. Welcome, Weatherman. Captain Phantom Nerd is joining us as well, checking in from the tube. And we've got JB's Spooky Reviews, who's been around for 17 months. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Sorry I've been around, but working on videos. That's perfectly fine. Thanks for being here now. And keep working on videos. That's important. Low Spec Linux Laptop Gaming in the house, and that's a channel that's growing. Check that out as well. 11 Alpha is joining us today. Great to see you, my friend. And our favorite polar bears already here. Snortopoopus Q Burr. How are you doing, Snort? Snorty is up and at 'em. I got some sleep last night. I feel human again. It's fantastic. The former New York governor, David Peterson, was attacked on a Manhattan street by a gang of youths. And top aide to the mayor, Adams, expected to resign. Well, thank you, Q2Cast TV. That doesn't sound great for Mayor Adams. He's losing people that support him. There's a lot of problems. Corruption, it runs deep in New York City. And the minute he isn't towing the line, they go after him. Isn't that telling, folks? I think so. Sergeant Girantina, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Keely Chow. What is up, my friend? It is so good to see you. We've got, let's see, a few other folks rolling in. Tastier back in the 80s is here. We got Tom F. checking in with us. And John Coman, how are you doing? Good to see you. Chris Shapiro is out there in the world. A cold, wet Saturday in Scotland. All right. Well, just stay warm, my friend. We don't have the fortune of wet, cold weather. We had wet, hot weather and a lot of problems down in the southeast part of our country. Hopefully, help people are getting the help that they need. Biggles Metz is checking in this morning. He's warm and dry, I bet. We've got Cynthia Carter out there. Good morning, dear. Hope you're doing well. And Walter Tomaszewski. I will let my Cajun cousin Capone, what is it? Compone Casino? I don't know who that is, but okay. Gollum is in the house. Hello, Gollum. Who else is out there? We got some lovely humans joining us today. Penny is here. Penny. Good to see you. Slipknot fan out there. Great to see you, Slipknot fan. We got a lovely gift already. A gifty from Liberty Halls Cats is a Culture Casino membership, getting the generosity rolling. Thank you for that, my friend. I appreciate it. We've got the Red Dawn Batman in the house. Good morning. Well, good morning. And Michael Krinsky's here. What's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Philip Gaming. How are you, Philip? Loving it. Loving it. Be more better. Wants you to be more better. Yo, what's up? What is up? Indeed. We got some more folks rolling in the door, which I truly appreciate. We've got the Cheese Factor. Hello, Cheese Factor. The Amazing Weatherman gifts a $2 super duper chat of Culture Casino cash from the Green Machine. Thank you for that. Corn Pone. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't read it because I have my screen in a very diminutive way today. I'm going to embiggen. Let's see. The lovely Jill is here with her wrench. Look out. And let's get started, folks. We got a crew building. We've got a lot showing up here in the near future. You're going to be able to see a premiere this morning right after today's show. And then from that premiere, you'll be sent over to check out Salty Nerd Podcast, because those guys are great. And they're pals and they're friends and they're buddies and they're smart. They're funny. So there you go. Coffee. Love coffee. All right, let's get to it. First and foremost, we're going to start with the box office. It's very dismal, disappointing, disastrous even. I've been watching the box office for a while and been very concerned. If the box office on the weekends doesn't cross $100 million Friday through Sunday, there's big problems. And the big problem right now is that the film that people thought might be good and then realized wasn't going to be is not doing well. You probably already know what I'm talking about, but let's jump on the story to start with, of course, from Exhibitor Relations. No Laughing Matter. Yesterday, we talked a little about this in the early part of Midnight's Edge in the morning, but we're going to talk a little more about it today. We've got a couple of articles I want to fire through. But No Laughing Matter. Warner Brothers, The Joker, Folie à Deux, racked up 7 million in previews. 7 million. There's a huge problem with that. That's half, or about half, or approximately half of what the original film did when it came out in its previews. That's not good. It's not good at all. We want to compare that to things, because that's what we do. We're humans. We compare information. We compare details. Well, let's compare it to this. 7 million, and we'll compare it to this. Madam Web, $43 million domestic, 56 million international, a total of $100 million. $100 million. Not great performance, terrible performance. In fact, started out very slowly with a daily performance on the 14th, happy Valentine's Day, of a mere 6 million. Folks, this even opened in more theaters. $6 million. Let's scrunch this up. There you go. Its first weekend grossed not very much. 6 million, 8 million, 12 million in total. Look at how long this release window was. 23 million over how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Average per theater numbers are terrifying. I don't know why it keeps bouncing. Average per theater number, 1,500, and then down to $200 within the first couple of weeks. That's insane. But it has some other comparables that we want to take a look at. So we'll fire that in here. From Cosmic Book News, Matt McGloin writing away over there. Well done, Matt. No joke. Joker 2 box office bombing worse than the Marvels. Worse than the Marvels, folks. That's not good. This just got published about 45 minutes ago. Joker 2 is now out in movie theaters, and similar to the Marvels, it's not performing well at the box office and with fans. Nobody likes it. Critics' ratings are low. Post Track gave it some very low scores. I cannot wait for Cinema Score to come out with their ratings. This is insanity. Similar to Captain Marvel, the first Joker brought in $1 billion. However, the sequel looks to be lucky to come in at half that. I don't think it will even get close to $500 million. The Marvels massively bombed with a $200.6 million gross, which only saw the fanboys come out. Joker 2 is looking similar. The fangirls definitely aren't showing up for Harley Quinn and Lady Gaga, just like they didn't show up for Margot Robbie, just like they didn't show up for Brie and Iman Vellani. Yeah. You kind of knew what you were getting, a giant bunch of garbage. And while it is being reported that Joker 2 brought in $7 million for its Thursday previews, which is actually about half of what the first movie did, I believe that number also includes the first fan screenings held on Monday. And Matt is correct. It did include that number. So the actual Thursday preview box office numbers are lower than the Marvels, which went on to open to 46 million. That was an MCU low that plummeted a massive 78% in week 2. And it's hoped that Joker 2 opens at 50. Remember when I said this thing would be lucky to get to 55 million on open? Yeah. I think it's cooked. At least the Marvels had better reception, which doesn't say much when it comes to Joker 2. It's a joke. That's right. As pointed out by Deadline, the real-time exit polling for movie theaters via post-track comes in at a dismal 1/2 star. 1/2 star. And Red Dawn Batman is correct. IGN will probably give it a 7. Only 40% of the people polled coming out of the theater thought it positively of the film. That's very low. Rotten Tomatoes just kept going downward after the initial reviews came in, the ones that are bought and paid for. This is insane. That's terrible numbers, even for Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know how it started out at a 62% fresh score, but right now it's sitting at 36. And that's the same score as the verified score, which is bad. I don't know. I don't know how you compare this to anything. Um, the first movie had a $55 million budget, which I've been pointing out for several days now. This one, 200 million, and this thing is hot garbage. Hot garbage. Really, that's the premier primary story of the day. Joker underperformed in the extreme. Let me see if I can get my camera to work proper. There we go. And it has no prayer of recovery. Not that it deserves it. It's not a good movie. It's not. It continues to, you know, plummet in people's minds, for lack of a way of saying it. I don't know. If J2 were a good performing movie, what sort of numbers would it be pulling in? I mean, we would be looking at a domestic open equal to what the total run domestically is expected to be. We'd be looking at a nearly $100 million weekend for this. This thing won't even sniff that. Um, you're, I mean, it'll be lucky to come in at half that. It'll be lucky to come in at 50 million, and that's going to be it. Imagine if it falls off next week. If it falls off next week 70-80%, the entire domestic run of this film is going to be under $100 million. Um, we'll have to pay close attention. The box office theory, Mr. Robbins, has some good numbers on it. With 122 million for the domestic expectation in its total run, I think that's probably accurate. Take that number, 122, multiply it by 2. That's 244. That puts your entire run globally at $366 million, under 400 million, which I was saying there's very little chance it'll reach that number. It's insane. I may have been underselling how bad this film would perform when I did the breakdown of it. I certainly didn't express just how disappointing the film was overall when I did the review. So let me take the opportunity to tell you, don't waste your time or money. Keep that $12 in your pocket. You might need it. Snacks or snakes and funerals. How's it going? I heard Substance was going to. Everybody has said that. I'm actually going to get to see that this weekend, along with the film I'm looking forward to, Monster Summer. So I'll have a review for Monster Summer here probably tomorrow or Monday. So just keep that in mind. Magna TJ Phi is in the house, is working to get rid of all kinds of ailments. I saw that over on Green Machine. Keep it up, my friend. I know it's a struggle. I saw Razor Burn out there. I saw Little Mouse out there. Didn't the Marvels have a critic score in the 90s? Back when the critics thought they were bulletproof and wouldn't be called out for being bought off. I think you were right, early on anyway. Yeah, when both numbers are bad, thank you, Cynthia. This is a good thing to point out. When both numbers are bad, it's really, really bad. Crazy stuff. Who was this movie made for? The best question ever. No one. No one. The original fans get mocked and basically run over. If you appreciated the first film, retroactively you will hate it if you see this movie. FYI. I don't know who the movie was made for. It was made for the people that Todd Phillips was trying to make amends to for making a film that the audience loved and was the highest rated, largest box office R rated film of all time up until recently when Deadpool and Wolverine ran it over. Hey, Mephisto, how you doing? Good to see you. Absolute insanity, though. I don't expect this film to recover. I really don't. Dragon Brick's in the house. Good to see you. Penny says, I saw Transformers 1 two times the last time. I caught the closing credit scene. Awesome. Everybody is saying wonderful things about the new Transformers animated film. I'm glad it's enjoyable. Probably not my cup of tea. I will catch it on streaming. And I'll give it a fair estimation then. Holy cow, Josiah Robinson's in the house. Good to see you. And thanks for lurking. Irate Specialist, what's up, buddy? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Rooftop Korean said you should do a robot doubleheader of Wild Robot and Transformers 1. Well, that sounds reasonable. I need to find the time to do that. I have content to make, unfortunately. But you know, we have a lot more. We have a lot more to dive into today when it comes to subjects. At least one other subject that I really want to focus in on. But look, Joker 2 never should have been made. It was a one-off film. It was a cash grab by Warner Brothers. They backed up a Brinks truck in front of Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix to the tune of $20 million each. They wrote Gaga a check for 10. Already you're $50 million into a film that the previous film cost $55 million. So once you've paid everybody off, you would think the next film would only cost another $55 million, right? Wrong. It got up to $200 million. There's no chance this thing makes a profit. In fact, this may be one of the biggest disasters of this year, and that's saying something considering the number of disasters that we've had this year. If Forbes is paying attention, which I hope they are, we've got a few folks over there like Caroline Reed, who actually pays attention to the numbers and reports accurately on them. She's going to find out that this Joker film cost Warner Brothers dearly. Warner Brothers has been doing well with a pretty decent percentage of their films performing this year. This one will knock that down considerably. Warner Brothers needs win after win. They need successes. They need a history of success in order to climb out of the hole they're in. This is not going to do that. Dapper Bard, how's it going? A little late, but I'm here with tea, and I'm happy to start the weekend. Well, I'm glad you're here, my friend. I am glad. My fiance and I went to see Joker on our first date. We were originally going to see The Rise of Skywalker, but she talked me out of it. I think we'll avoid Joker 2 as to not spoil the memory. There it is. Perfect. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing that. If that's a good memory for you and it's something that initiated a stable and wonderful relationship, yeah, don't fuddle it up. Magna TJ Fi uh, says, I watched an old movie called Love at First Bite. Oh, yeah. That was super fun. That is definitely not a PC movie. Fun old movie. Hey, Al Humphreys is in the house, and I saw the lovely Sherry. Great to see you. Westfield 90. This reminds me of Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Didn't need a sequel. Heston didn't want to make another one, but the studio opened the pocketbook. Well, there you go. And hence we end up with something that didn't need to be made. That's exactly what happened with Joker. Hollywood hates Zaslav, so taking advantage of Warner Brothers was a good thing in their eyes. Yeah, true. Which is disappointing, right? Because Zaslav only wants the best for Hollywood, and specifically for Warner Brothers. It is what it is. Doomslayer says they made a platform to anyone see it. Is it as good as the first one? I don't know. Never heard of platform. CC, how badly do you think J2 will set Warner Brothers back? Well, it won't be profitable. It probably will set them back 50 million, maybe 75 million, somewhere in there. If it earns, yeah, I'd say it's going to lose 50, 75 million, somewhere in there. Yeah, the only way that this does well is if somehow the international audience finds value in it. I don't know how. The musical numbers are off putting and interrupt the flow of the film and are nonsensical at times, inconsistent with the story that's going on. In other words, it doesn't maintain the context of whatever is being told at that time. Lots of that. There's the lovely Sherry. Al Humphreys, you're not going to see this movie, are you? Oof. No bueno. 13 Assassins 2010 remake, amazing. It sounds familiar. I'll go check the catalog. John Coleman says, could you do a live stream tonight? Saturday. I'm trying to think what my commitments are. I don't know. Let me see what my commitments are. I don't. Who normally streams on Saturday? I don't want to run over somebody. Da-da-da. We're trying to look for fun older stuff that we've not seen in a long time. Well, go watch the original Buffy movie. That's always funny this time of year. We were talking about the one scene where Paul Rubens is dying for like 20 minutes. Platform is an insane horror flick. Ah, okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. Mark Daly. A Joker sequel as a musical not working out. That was as surprising as the Eastern Sunrise. Exactly. Look, the film Joker appealed to a very specific audience. Your demographic is set. So if you don't intend to target that demographic that gave you that success, you are targeting failure, right? We're going to attack the very demographic that made the first film popular. Okay. I mean, if your intent is to kill Hollywood, then success. Well done. Well done. Putin's cat says nobody does Saturdays. Okay. That's cool. Hey, Pamela Epson is here. Good day, dear. Hope you're doing well. Oh, for those of you who are members, tomorrow is member stream. Would start in about an hour and a half from now. tomorrow. So get your stuff together, and hopefully you can join us. This is a private stream for members, just members, and just members can be on the panel. It's always a good time. Yes, VR, Valiant Renegade, and Yellow Flash stream tonight. That's right. Two of my pals, two of my buddies. Thank you, Gollum over there on the green machine. Thank you for that. TZ Burton. What's up? Good morning, culture. Good morning to you. Angmar, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. I should have the new Tuesday watch party, which is not for this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, set up this weekend. Please join us for that if you are a gold member or higher, and please consider becoming a gold member. If you're already a member, it's only a couple more bucks. Basically, it's still cheaper than a cup of coffee. Coffee at Starbucks costs you $7. I'm less expensive than coffee once a month. So you can check that out. These watch parties are great. If you are a member, gold tier member of my channel or on Comics' channel, whatever his second tier is, I think it's Sucker with a lot of dough or whatever. You can actually see those retroactively. They are also, because they're available over on comicsdivision.com. And for my website will be coming pretty soon, folks. So there's that. And I will also have copies of that for members. So you'll be able to roll in and look at the previous watch parties and watch along with us because they're privately stored. We'll have those watch parties are available for 2 weeks until the following Tuesday. So the second Tuesday shows up and that one goes down, the new one goes up, et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of a round robin tournament of things as far as availability goes. And you can hang out with us. I always have fun doing that. The great Tim Hayes is in the house. He's been around forever, an incredible supporter of the channel. We're looking at 31 months of membership. Tim, I hope to see you tomorrow at 10 Pacific in the morning, an hour and a half from now. We will do, towards the end of the month, we will do a Wednesday or Thursday member stream, probably a Wednesday member stream, a little bit earlier in the day or later in the day, depending upon. In fact, I'm going to poll you guys on it. So there's that. I think John Gibson is here, although I didn't see him on my side. Is Take My Money Dang It tier for comics? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know his tiers. Yeah, see, okay. Thank you, Haywood. Haywood, Jablami. And Tim sends us member chat. 31 months. Thank you, my friend. Look at that. Look at all the lovely generosity, people being here forever. Absolutely not. No, I'm going to be having hosting. Yeah. Yeah, why would anybody do that? Hosting's cheap. Lost Boys is wonderful. Kiefer's great. Jamie Gertz is also awesome. It's always really good. Yeah, I don't know comics as tiers. No. Hey, I'm just trying to make things go. John Carpenter's Vampires, Bram Stoker, Dracula would be my top horror movies. Well, there you are. Yeah. Yeah, paying for the bandwidth. Yeah, it's just easier. Yeah. I guess you could technically tunnel it if you had something that could, deliver, but it is what it is. I love coffee. I'm drinking the heck out of it. All right, we need to move on. As dismal and as terrible as the performance has been for Joker, the gaming industry is worse off. The video game industry is worse off. Oh, hang on. I got to spared you. That was a big, loud one. Um, yeah, the gaming industry is collapsing. I mean, we can look at several of those stories. Obviously, if you follow that Game Place, my gaming channel, with the folks from that Park Place, you can understand. Um, you got, well, you got this. You got Ubisoft essentially toast. Ubisoft to make changes to Yasuke's story and how he's portrayed in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, this is a rumor. I'm not putting a whole lot into it because I don't think they have time to make these kind of narrative changes. Um, this is a rumor that was reported by John over at that Park Place on the 1st, so about 4 days ago. Um, they are going to be making significant changes. Honestly, I think that the changes they'll make is just visually and bug wise. I think that's really the only thing that they're going to invest time and effort into. But they did push the game 3 months. So it's 5 months farther out when they announced this than it was going to be. Um, so on Valentine's Day, you'll get it. So Yasuke's story and how he's portrayed is supposed to be changed. I think they may be able to remove the rap music, the hip hop beats and stuff behind him when he appears. The Japanese are still not happy about any of that. Ubisoft officially delayed the game to Valentine's Day. Uh, this will enable the biggest entry in the franchise to fully deliver on its ambition, notably by fulfilling the promise of our dual protagonist adventure with Naoe and Yasuke, bringing two very different gameplay styles. So there you go. And again, if you don't think that they're driving the narrative by having a male and a female protagonist, then you're also not paying attention. According to Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming, the polishing of the game includes changing some of Yasuke's story. I don't know how they would have time to do that, and how he's portrayed in the game, fixing architectural details, which were embarrassing, utilizing Chinese things in a Japanese game, and ensuring that the game is historically grounded while fitting into the Assassin's Creed universe. They should have thought of that before they put all the politics into it. But this isn't going to be the only failure. I mean, Ubisoft is failing across the board. And we're dropping a story, if we haven't already, later today, talking about what Ubisoft's intentions are going forward to try to fix this, because they do need to fix it. There's significant issues at play here, um, uh, for Ubisoft just to survive. Um, there was some financial news that we actually are reporting on that game place that I think people should be aware of. Hopefully, we can get that out to you if it's not already out later today. Waiting for Jonas to get the thumbnail up. But yeah, we got Judicon in the house. Good to see you, my friend. But I think the overall point being that you know, HMS Ubisoft is on a collision course with Destiny. Very true. I think it's over. Looks like the football game's getting some press here. Mark Daly and a few others on the Michigan game. Man, I wish Yellow Flash was here. Dude loves his team. Not long ago, people were saying video games would replace movies as the driver of culture. Then Anita Sarkeesian and the ironically named Sweet Baby got their DEI hooks in, and nobody says that anymore. No, actually, gaming's tearing itself apart at this point. Reverse polarity, Captain. Yes. Um, yeah, the only way that I see that happening is if they postpone it again when February comes. They're going to have to. If they really want the game to earn money, they're going to have to strip out all that narrative and maybe replace the character, which is weird because it's a cover character. Can they actually do that? Don't know. And Squirrel Lords Gaming, how's it going? It's been a minute. You are correct. Indie games are doing great. Yes, they are, just like indie movies. Go see Monster Summer and tell me what you think. Ah, Palamese Minion. Hello, dear. Just wait a few years, and most of all, Hollywood will be in jail with the diddler. Yep, I agree. But I mean, look, video games have been in big trouble for a while. Um, these studios have been well and truly compromised, and I don't know, for lack of a better way to say it, destroyed from the inside. Um, you're seeing game studios fall apart. One of the game news items that we probably won't cover on that game place, but certainly should be talked about, is the fact that game layoffs are still happening. Smaller studios are laying people off. We've had entire studios disappear this year, 13 in all that I've counted that are of size. The Ant Stream Arcade conducts a small round of layoffs and strategic shift in focus. So, if you know anything about Ant Stream Arcade, the 1,000 retro games are, uh, you know, uh, what do you call it? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, they're repurposers. Man, the word escapes me at the moment. But this company is shrinking, much like the Humble folks did. They were shrinking and actually uh, using a third party to distribute their Humble Bundle stuff. So the publishing arm is shrinking, and the British company Antstream is laying off folks for their retro gaming platform. Developers, studios, and publishers alike are all starting to suffer, and they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves. Here's the Antstream arcade story from GameSpiz. The games industry is currently facing a very challenging period. We have made the difficult decision to make a small number of redundancies within our Antstream arcade team, or remove. So they're gone. If you're familiar with this company, it's just going to continue to happen. And it's there's not a lot they can do about it. We got a great bit of generosity here from Westfield 90 for 5 Culture Casino cash. We have a lovely a pair celebrating super sticker. Thank you for that. And you're right, Putin's cat. It definitely is. We are to survival of the fittest time. Absolutely true. But I think the decision making process is the driver here because a lot of these studios should be in much more robust health. Darth Gutierrez, how's it going? I think I saw Superior Nav here. Squirrel Lords Gaming says during my final years in the military, I've seen the effects of DEI. Our military is not as ready as it used to be. Ooh, that's not good. Uh, I would not want to go to battle with any of these participants. Yeah, I understand that. Amelia Clark's scroll arm says 12% of their sales target met with the Star Wars game. Yeah, they yeah. Can I say this? This is the weird thing. The Assassin's Creed game, the Shadows game, had only reached 7% sales in comparison to Valhalla at the same point in time before its release. That's a very low number. That's a very, very low number. That's a disaster, truly. Al Humphreys sends some Culture Casino cash this way in 4 proper pounds in casino cash. It is a cup of coffee. Well, thank you, coffee, nectar of the culture. Mm. I should be. I feel bad. I should be in Nashville right now at ICCCCC hanging out with everybody. I should be, but I'm not. We got a quick follow up story to the Joker story. If you guys want to cover that, I'll let you decide. Um, and you are correct, Dragon Bricks. People do the pay to win games, and they make a lot of money because that's their monetization scheme. I think people are going to find pretty soon that it's not worth anything. Digital success like that isn't worth it. Square Lords Gaming. I have a friend who works in Microsoft, and they are getting really sick of DEI culture. There will come a day of reckoning, and it will be sooner than later. It's going to be back. Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be very big. Yep, yep, yep. And this is something that's been happening a lot. People are replaying their older games because gaming's been falling apart. It's true. Sanding Monkey says you have to change your name to Culture Caffeino. Well, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I need as much caffeine as possible. Waiting to play Wildlands with Culture, but never hear when he's go. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. Let's try to get that done next week. I need to get back in there and start playing. We could co-op through some areas. I think that'd be fun. I owe that to Morgan King as well. Might have to figure out how to play Warframe or whatever. Everyone I know has been laid off from studios, tech, and finance. So many industries collapsing. I want to go back 8 years when the economy was booming. So do I. For your $5 super chat, so do I, Mr. Westfield or Mrs. Westfield. I don't want to misgender you. Um, Actually, you need to go back about 12 years and keep people from gutting Smith Munt so that the government can't lie to you. They cannot propagandize you because that's what's been happening. That's how they got away with telling you that there were 800,000 more jobs than there were over the course of 10 months. Because it doesn't matter. Nobody's accountable. The biggest liar in the world's the current press secretary for the White House. She's that's terrible. The honestly, that if you can do that in front of a country of people who count on you meaning what you say, saying what you mean, you're rather soulless. See, Dapper Bard Games is like, I only stream 16-bit and 32-bit era games. There you go. I don't need the new stuff. Look, you can go back 6, 8 years and play perfect games. Think about it. Before they started to even inject any taint into GTA 5, that's still an infinitely replayable game for most people. Yeah, the way that Star Wars attacks their original and much more current fans tells you exactly what they think about you. Treat them accordingly. Exactly. And that's what we do. Jill wants to go back and play Fallout 76 with your 400. You have a 400 level character? Holy cow. I don't have the right kind of camera that would be compatible with Xbox's latest. Um, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I would never stream from a console personally. I think it would be probably easier just to have a capture card that takes all the load off of your computer or whatever you would use to stream. Um, but yeah, yeah, Vanilla WoW was great. Star Wars Galaxies was fun. Just like Atlas Shrugged. There you go. Somebody who's informed a little. Everybody should read a little Ayn Rand. Just like Atlas Shrugged, talented people are tired of carrying less talented DEI hires. They are leaving or not working as hard, leaving companies full of unskilled workers and managers. Yeah, the administrative bloat is literally killing many technology sector companies. It's just true. The very lovely mum with the cutest picture ever. The cuteness alert. For 5, Culture Casino Cash says Ubisoft priority, politics, inaccuracy, controversy, bugs, and poor gameplay. Older games are the best games. Yes, they are, the mum. Well said. The mum, a staple now here and on that gameplays. Thank you, the mum. That's very generous indeed. With games like The Witcher and Diablo, Red Dead Redemption, I don't need to play anything else. That's true. Red Dead Redemption, even Red Dead Redemption 2, with a little bit of the woke creeping in there, still infinitely replayable game. Lots of those, actually. And I love going back to Bolivia in Wildlands and playing that game. Man, it's such a good game. Getting rid of Drug Cartel. What a great game. There you go. You need a second computer forwarding the video to a second using OBS or other software. Yeah, that'll work too. Yeah, this computer I can do all things, which is good. Hannibal Grimm in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, with HDMI capture, you can stream 720p with a potato. That's true. I have an HDMI capture card just sitting on my desk right now that can do 1080p. Jill identifies as a billionaire. So do I. A lot of people tell me about this City of Heroes game. A lot of people enjoyed it. I think I loaded it but never played it. Westfield 90 once again for $4.99. 5 Culture Casino Cash says if Ubisoft is sold to a Chinese company, won't the woke workers have a dream come true since they have been pushing Marxism and communism? No, they will have a non-job. Because if this were to happen, if you find the story over on that game place, we talk a little bit about it here. I think hopefully it'll be out later today if it's not already. I don't know, but we go into detail on this aspect of things. I don't know how many people will survive that. Uh, Tencent wouldn't even invest this much into something if they didn't think they could exploit it, and the Chinese aren't fans of any of this stuff. I'm just saying. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Wildlands was really good. It is. It's replayable infinitely, especially with they've got the Predator thing in there. That's fantastic. Go up against the Predator. I have all the DLC for it. Mario Kart Deluxe 8 on Switch is still good. It is, and I love it. I'm loving it. Tina Guzman, good morning. Black Magic makes a switcher that consoles can be connected to. I own the ATM Mini and it works great. Well, there you go. There you go. I actually connected the console to my switcher that's sitting right here on the desk. Yeah, I have a four camera Blackmagic ATM Mini Pro ISO. So Star Citizen, but it's a unique set of problems. Yeah, that and the development cycle on it, it's ridiculous. I think we're over a decade into that, and it still isn't going to. It can't achieve broad appeal. It's basically supported by whales, and um, it's a lot of work for somebody to get in on. Huge learning curve. Hey, Phantom Eric's in the house. Good to see you. Sailor Mercury's here. It's sad that it takes a Chinese company to purge activists from Western companies. Well, yeah, it's crazy. But if they want to make a profit with Ubisoft, they would have to. Morgan King says, I got so many games to play, I don't need to pay for new games. And yes, we need to get together. Shoot me a message when you're free. I will try. My comment was irony. Oh, I know. The Chinese don't put up with any of that stuff. Nope. Just like California saw that their dream of utopia of no jails, homeless, and crime looks like. It looks like crime, homelessness, and dystopia. California is a hot mess. Angmar. I'm going to tell you right now, I played Dark Souls 3 because Yellow Flash wanted to see me suffer, and I did. I don't think I'm going to play another Souls game for a while. From Software is great, and those of you who are good at those games, well done. Um, I am. I don't seem to be. And almost any other game, shooters, all that stuff, I'm really good at. Souls games, no. I don't know why. Hey, Radioactive's in the house. And Biggle says, speaking of Zero, comes out in 2 days, according to the internet, and not three. So my goal of 2 weeks off of just playing that game is a go. Awesome. Let me know, brother. Let me know. All right, we need to revisit a story we did earlier. For those of you in the house that weren't here when we started the stream, we talked a little bit about the complete collapse and failure of the Joker and the fact that it's not just a flop, it's an epic destructive force for Warner Brothers that I don't think they were quite prepared for. But let's jump into this. Another story coming from Matt McGloin, who's been paying very close attention to things. Um, let's jump into that real quick. Looks like director Todd Phillips is done with DC. Good. Yeah. His two Joker movies made it so that he just wasn't interested anymore, which I can explain in the fact that this one will not make him all that popular anyway. So, against all odds, Phillips got his first Joker movie made, which was a surprise smash, bringing in $1 billion at a cost of only $55 million. So, the sequel was greenlit. Phillips was allowed a hefty budget of $200 million for his Folie à Deux, which would see Joaquin Phoenix back as the clown prince of crime, adding Lady Gaga as a version of Harley Quinn in some sort of musical, a jukebox musical, to be fair. That's another one of the images there. And it was shot for IMAX, by the way. Days before this weekend premiere of Joker 2, Todd Phillips told THR he's done with DC when asked if he was interested in doing a standalone movie with Lady Gaga. It's not really where this movie is headed for me. I feel like my time in the DC universe was these two films. And the article also noted that Phillips previously said he had no interest in Joker 3. Well, if you've seen the end of Joker 2, spoiler alert, there's no way he could make that. Just FYI. Joker 2 debuted on Thursday, along with the Monday fan screenings, and is currently performing 50% less than the first Joker at the box office. Yep. Actually, far worse than that, by the way. But let's just give him that 50% for the moment and suggest that maybe that's an accurate statement. Um, but yeah, not great. Not good. No bueno. Uh, Phillips got to make his first movie, which was balked at by the studio. It got released. People went to see it and loved it. It doesn't appear that Phillips was able to get lightning to strike twice. There's even a question if he wanted to. Yeah. And next up for DC is James Gunn's Creature Commandos, which happens in December. And then Superman in July. I think both of those will be colossal failures as well. But anyway, I thought I'd do a little update there because I think that there's not going to be a lot of people interested in seeing Joker. If there's any of you out there going to see it, you'll have to let me know. But and Rogue Thinker, I think a lot of people are with you. He never did a DC movie. He just used their names. I think so too. Like I said, inspiration from King of Comedy and Taxi Driver got us the first film. Joker in name only. This film was a hot mess, no matter what anybody wants to tell you. Um, Dice Media Group, what's up, my friend? Says, hey, you ever wonder if they forced the director of Joker to put stuff in that made it unfun and bad? I really don't know. I felt like maybe in an effort to get out of doing a second film, it's possible that he was like, trying to keep pushing the extreme, including turning it into a musical. I think that's quite possible. I think that's very possible. Double checking my premiere timing, folks. Sorry about that. Um, da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure you got enough time to see the premiere and to pop over to Salty Nerd Podcast. Everything's organized, so you'd be automatically redirected all the way around. But back to this answer, I think it's possible that they've had him put stuff in, but I think it's possible he poison pilled his own film. I think he just didn't want to do the second one. But that's speculation purely. Okay, I don't have any concrete info. Um, Amelia Clark, Scroll Arm says, I still don't know what to think about Superman. Neither do I. I think it's going to be hot trash. Um, and, the odd Supergirl aside, um, I will say that it's just odd all around. Odd all around. You ever think that the people that are choosing some of these odd selections of pronouns, by uh, societal standards, kind of feel like they were forced to because they in the professions that they chose, they were put in a position where if they didn't, there would be other problems. I do. What's up, brightest day? Great to see you, buddy. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Does anybody remember Todd Phillips' first film? Was it Hangover? I don't know. Did he do something before the Hangover trilogy? I don't know. Hey, what's going on, RC? How you doing? Here's another good question. Thank you, DMG. Why pick Lady Gaga? Well, she's proved herself in a musical role before, a couple of them actually. She was very good in A Star Is Born. She does have some acting chops. She didn't really use them in this film. I don't think there was a clear layout for what her character was going to be. Um, and she kind of was a pretender in order to get close to Joker in this film. Um, and I don't know. If they went with a less known person, they would have got more bang for their buck. True. Well, I don't think the cost was the consideration here. I think they were looking for. Hmm, um, I think they were looking for a splashy name that might bring a different demographic in. But I mean, just making it a musical shifted demographics almost 180 degrees. So if you're going to do that, you got to bring the ladies in. Woof. I guess Lady Gaga's not as much of a stretch as you think. I mean, they could have gone worse. They could have given you Rachel Zegler, right? And as much as I've, you know, thrown shade at Brie Larson, she can sing. She would have been a name, and she would have been a draw. I don't know. Gaga just seems like an easy choice for musical and for stage presence, things like that. If you see the film, you'll understand that various times they're being filmed, but they're being filmed on the stage where you have to perform slightly differently to reach the people in the back, is what the theater teachers would tell you. Um, but anyway, so there's that. Yeah, and you're right, JB. I'm with you. The Joker was a one and done Elseworlds tale, nothing more. A sequel was stupid from the get go, and that's probably the best way to look at it. Superman's gonna pick up dudes in a bar. Yeah, Corn Sweat does have that sense about him, doesn't he? Sailor Mercury says, I think he didn't like that people resonated with the Joker or didn't like the people who resonated with him. So he had to ruin the Joker in a sequel. You know what? You're not the only person that's kind of saying that. And it doesn't surprise me. Um, I mean, Tom was saying that. Lots of people have been saying that. I think even Chris Score kind of had a similar sentiment. Um, Joker may have been one of the Joker 2, excuse me, may have been one of the worst decisions ever made by a studio. Rogue thinker. Yeah, how tragic. People give you tons of money to and support to do the job you always wanted and make a movie. They probably even had suggestions. How tragic. Hollywood whiners are such crap. Yeah, no arguments here. It's a big problem, truly. Um, yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere though. Oh yeah, Lady Gaga in American Horror Story Hotel, genius. One of the best performances I think I've seen in a television program. Like I said, she has various talents and gifts. Teeny BB's working on something, making a breakfast. I'm kind of hungry. I just had a breakfast burrito, so I don't know how I can be hungry. They're just so good. We make homemade breakfast burritos. Uh, Mark Daly says, calling my shot. Gun Superman is going to be the TLJ of Superman movies. Yes. Yeah. I think Gunn will literally kill DC. Sorry. It'll tank so bad that Zaslav will fire a gun, drop a bag of cash on Favreau and say, fix this. Favreau could. Favreau could fix Marvel. Favreau could fix Star Wars. Favreau is a guy that can fix things. He's thoughtful and he just wants to do what's best and to reignite what makes properties great. Think about the fact that he's done it before twice. He rekindled Marvel with the first Iron Man film with Paramount, then turned around and rekindled Star Wars with Mando. He's the ignition point for so much. So many cameos in Gunn's Superman movie. No, it's based. Look, man, I did not. I'm not. I'm not here for a Super Friends film. Superman needs their own film. Superman needs his own film, not like massive Justice League vibes, Super Friends vibes. I don't want that, which is what we're getting. I wish I had this clip. I wish I had this clip. Uh, yeah. Oh, and this is true. I know I might get some guff from everybody in the audience, which is fine. But I think Brie Larson isn't nearly as bad as some people make her out to be. Feet things and all. And the fact that I will make fun of her as well. Everybody does. But honestly, um, she's just a regular person mostly. And I think she's been poorly handled by her publicists. I think she could have done a lot of good with her YouTube efforts. Um, she is boring. She's just a regular person. I agree with that sentiment. A lot of people do not like Gaga. I got it. And I misspelled it on purpose. I know. Yeah, you don't have. Like you said, I mean, as a person, not a fan. A couple of her performances were good. I look. I have to give people credit when they do a good job, but I do not have to like them. I was out on Superman when Henry Cavill was. Well, hey, you. A lot of people join you in that sentiment, my friend. Uh, yeah, and this is true, and this is sad. Amelia Clark's scroll arm says Favreau is a whip dog by now. Yeah, well, he's been beat down for sure, but somebody said you have creative freedom, and no one will interfere with you for 5 years. I think you could rebuild anything. Inebriated Plutarch, what is up, my friend? Thanks for popping in with some facts. The 415 IMAX showing at my theater has all of 12 seats reserved. Yeah, and it was shot for IMAX. How do you do that with a Joker film? Yeah. Ravondo is correct. Rekindled Star Wars, and then they pissed it all away. Yep. Super Friends. Form of cheese. Thank you, the cheese factor. That's right. I'm tired of cameo dumps in films. I think everybody is. Six. Six is here, everybody. Say hi to Six. She's the best. Thank you, Six. Worst cameo. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner? Waste the best guy to play Hal Jordan on a third stringer and shy guy before Hal. One of many unforced errors. Oh, tons of them. Hey, Six, if I end up in Hollywood, I'm a regular person. Do you imagine me in Hollywood? I would definitely have to be a character actor, but I'm not a pretty boy. I would not be found at any diddler parties. I loved Bree's performance in Scott Pilgrim, and she did sing. Yeah, she sang that song better than the original band. She was great. Sending my love on a wire. Yeah. Ah, Putin's is bailing. Why? Why? Because of Bree? You must leave me now. You know, Rogue, I understand where you're coming from, but I think she feels put upon to have some kind of performance by her publicist or whoever is managing her career. Um, I think you could actually have a proper conversation with her. I'd like to try. Would you guys be interested in that? Like just having a useful interview conversation with her? You know, I would basically send her all the questions up front because I have there's no incentive for me to try to undermine somebody. I would like to find out what she really thinks on some things. I don't know. It's hard because a lot of people would assume that you would have like a secondary agenda that you were hiding from them. I don't know that anybody would trust that. I think it would be worthwhile. Anyway. Skibo, what's going on? That's Joker musical for IMAX. They're just spitting on the fans. Yeah, they were. IMAX is for epic space documentaries, very much so, or something great, right? Something spectacular that you need the extra real estate for, right? Like this frame won't be able to contain something. Big O's. This is one of my best pals. I love so many franchises because they ruin them. Even some of my games and anime have bad translation, and it makes the characters seem dumb. Well, yeah, localizations are that are willfully misdone are. I mean, that should earn you a pink slip and the opportunity to never work in localization again. Oh no, you're right, Istophobos. Creative freedom from studio meddling is great, but everyone still needs good collaborators that can keep them on the rails. Right. You need a form of checks and balances within anything that you're doing, which includes corporate stuff. Like it's one of the reasons why Iger was able to run amok. He had nobody to check him at Disney, which is why we end up with an entire media company that has gone entirely off the rails. Well said. Yeah, no, you would never catch me at something like that. I would never walk into one of those. Drunk 3PO said she was actually really nice. I know. I know. Okay, so I used to spend multiple months at a time in California, Southern California specifically, in various areas, and I loved shopping the fashion district and et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, um, you'd find LA has become a toilet. No, I believe it's become a toilet. It's tacky Miami Beach kitsch mixed with a side of weirdness. I imagine they really did destroy my favorite place, which was Venice Beach. Um, as far as the zany California, it's now just a giant homeless camp. I know it's weird, but I really would love to interview her. I should try and reach out. We'll see what happens. Larry Wells, good morning. Good to see you. I think she's done herself a lot of disservice because she listened to the people who kind of put her out there as this person. I think she's had a lot of airs placed on her. Anyway, 6, you're gonna hate the movie, sweetie. It's not gonna be good. It is so bad. I mean, if you hadn't seen the first one and you went in to watch it, would it be as bad? Probably not. Um, Probably not. But if you see the first one, it'll make you hate it. You'll hate the first one retroactively, which I think is disgusting. You shouldn't do that to your material. Yeah, that's kind of the perspective I come from. I'm like, well, maybe a lot of things are put upon you. Maybe edits are being done in a way to disservice you or to have you appear a particular way to be popular with this tiny little fraction. Yeah. Well, 300 was amazing. Yeah, it's an epic film. There's so many things that are more amazing in IMAX, but there's a reason for that. Oh, Inuyasha movies in English. Oh, there you go. Pinochet's helicopter tours for 5. Culture Casino Cash. Hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. I've maintained that Brie was set up. Yeah, I would buy that. She won an early Oscar. Yes. And I feel guilted into perpetuating narrative girl boss was a facade for a Cali girl. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't have the kind of hatred directed at people like her. Especially not seeing some of the stuff that she's done. Yeah, nice does not always necessarily mean sane. Yep. I bet a lot of people walked into those parties not knowing what it was. Yeah, I bet so too. Whether they walked out or joined, it defines their character. Yeah. Man, some of the latest video leaks are just wow. Wow. Slipknot fan says, Bree's a babe. Hey, look, Mr. H is a huge fan of Brie Larson, just a huge one. I mean, if you can sneak into one of Mr. H's streams and he'll talk about her forever. Inebriated Plutarch. How many pregame beers would he suggest for Joker? Just go to a theater with a bar and saddle up about 2 hours early. And try not to get belligerent. You're gonna. I don't think it'll even help, but sure. Not that I would ever recommend doing that to yourself, but Pinochet's. Do I have to eat a poo sandwich to know I don't want to eat a poo sandwich? No, no. Uh, Rob Alta says, "Didn't Brie like one of D-Day Cobra's tweets? I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me." Hey, Liberty, are you all right? Missed most of the stream tending to a sick pup. Oh, hoping not to have to go. No, I really hope not, Liberty Halls. Oh, my goodness. Oh, golden retrievers are just the lovablest animals. All right, my friend. Hopefully, hopefully it gets the pup recovers and starts to feel better. Yikes. Subhuman, what's up, brother? Be safe out there on the roads. Oh my gosh, the rooster. That's right. Ah, you've got a screener. Understood. Understood. Hey, we got a membership gift from Cyrano. Thank you, Cyrano, for a gifty in the chat for a membership. Well done. Well done. Oh, you're in. Oh, well, say hi to everybody, Subhuman. You at ICCCCCCCCCC? Tell Nick he's a replicant while you're there. All right. Well, we have a premiere coming up in 15 minutes. That's right. We're going to talk in the video I've got dropping right before Salty Nerd Podcast. You will be magically redirected to the premiere from here. And then from there, you'll be redirected to Salty Nerd Podcast. But we're going to talk a little bit about Venom 3. I have very high expectations for the film. I think it'll be a boon for Sony and something they desperately need. Desperately need. Pete O'Shea for another 5 Culture Casino cash over on the Green Machine. Thank you, my friend, saying her girl boss mode was forced and wooden. She is probably a playful, hot Cali gal. She deserved that Oscar 100%, and Hollywood shamed her. Men overwhelmingly like her. Look at her workout video views. Well, I think they just like watching an attractive woman work out, but yeah. 100 miles from Knoxville. All right. Be safe. Be safe. Vacuous, perhaps. Vapid. We are using lots of fancy V words today. Thank you, Six. You guys are on fire. Rogue Thinker's like, are you crazy? It's going to be bad. Maybe not worse than two, though. I think you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Um, like I'll say in the video, and again, it's a short premiere today, folks. So do check it out. We're gonna get Null, the symbiote god. Spider Man and Wolverine. Spider Man. That's how you properly say it. I still haven't watched Alien Romulus. I need to watch it in theaters since it's early October for horror films. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Some people didn't. That's fine. I didn't like some of the dialogue that was thrown in there that seemed out of place. But yeah, you're going to be in Virginia. Hmm. Serendipitous. I like serendipity. You don't like moist? Huh. How do you describe like chicken and turkey? That's weird. Yeah, that was really weird moment, right? Fresh no watching Sauron turn into a symbiote. Uh, hey, Joseph A's in the house. Hello. Good. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the thumbs up. Juicy? Okay, so that's how you describe chicken and turkey. All right. Succulent. All right. I love how we've coasted right into alternate words for moist. Wee! I love my show. It's very unpredictable. Oh, very, very unpredictable indeed. Uh, Crazy. Um, so I don't know if you guys saw this. We'll do one last gaming story because it's quickly. It's a it's a quick one. Let's uh let's jump into it. I think it's sharing on the wrong tab. It is. Let me fix that. Bam. It's coming out yesterday, this story, and this is something we probably won't cover on that excuse me, that game place. Maybe it's already been covered on that park place, but here's a little bit more depth to the story. It looks like CD Projekt Red is trying to win back their fan base. We have a story coming out that Project Red hopes to win back some fans with Witcher 4 in Cyberpunk 2077. Well, with what they're presenting in Witcher 4, they aren't going to win back anybody because it's not a proper Witcher story. And Cyberpunk, maybe, but they've brought in a lot of activists. So probably not. Notice how I'm saying probably not on a lot of things. The mum says steamy. Steamy. All right, fair enough. Alternate words for moist. We're going to have to come up with that. That's going to have to be a bit on the Sunday night show. But after the Cyberpunk 2077 debacle, CD Projekt Red is hoping to win back some of its fans through its sequel as well as The Witcher 4. During a recent interview, Powell Sasko, the associate game director for Cyberpunk 2077, shared his optimistic view with regards to winning back some of CD Projekt Red's fans with the sequels. Sasko mentioned that getting CD Projekt Red's original fan base might be a situation that never happens for some fans. However, he added that this is unfortunately the price the developer has to pay for what happened. He hopes that throughout the work that CD Projekt Red is doing and the things it is showing, the studio can actually win some of those people around. When the development team hears someone talking to them about the incredible experiences they can have in, say, Phantom Liberty, the next Witcher title, the next Cyberpunk game, or the next Hadar, I don't know what that is. I guess that's a new studio IP. They see incredible value in the game and they will actually reach out for it, play it, and enjoy it. Previously, in its recent news update on its official website, CG Project Red joint CEO Mikhail Nowakowski looked back at the first half of 2024. He stated that it carried on with its development work on upcoming releases while engaging in activities which support sales of previously published games. Additionally, he revealed that at the time, the development team was gearing up to begin the full fledged production phase of Witcher 4, codenamed Polaris. Nowakowski stated that the work on Project Polaris was coming along well, and its development team was nearing a major milestone, which would mark the end of the pre-production phase. The first half of the year was also a busy period for CD Projekt's Boston studio, which is laying out the groundwork for Project Orion, a brand new title set for the Cyberpunk 2077 universe. That one I'm actually looking forward to be fair. I don't know. A lot of people will never go back to playing their games. They're just seriously pissed. Oh gosh, this will be terrible. Yeah, well, maybe. Why bother? Take 10 years to overpromise and underdeliver on a product that consumers will reject. Woof. Listen to you guys. Drippy, steamy, clammy. You guys are coming up with these numbers. Dewy? Mm. I'd like to go back to playing Twister. Well, there you go. I think Twister's fun. I don't know that I can move the same way I did before, but hey, could increase my flexibility. It's kind of like a different kind of participation yoga, right? Fresh no. My response to any game studio wanting to win back fans: words are cheap. Show me, don't tell me. Well, yeah, I think we are in the show don't tell era now. Thank you to all you failure entertainment companies. Slimy is not a good replacement for the word moist, John. At least not in my estimation. Hmm. Apex. I think I see your average Patriot nerd hanging out. Gory eyed beast out of the group. Pro, VR, Park Place, Midnight, etc. Culture is the only one who actually reacts to and reads chats that aren't handing over money. Um, it, it's what I like about being here. Well, I'm glad you're here. I try to react to as many people as I can. I appreciate believe it or not, you guys actually do support me by super chats, memberships, and all of that. In fact, I value people who show up and participate. So just know that. I like all of you here. There's 200 of you here right now, balanced amongst the various platforms. I appreciate that. Um, I mean, that's the point, is to get as many people together talking about the same things. The money helps, keeps the lights on, for sure. I mean, this is my retirement gig after all. I don't want to have to, figure out a way to do more work. You guys keep me employed. Thank you. The memberships really keep me employed. Um, and if you take the time to sign up for your own membership, that's truly appreciated. It's less than a cup of coffee. And for those of you that are gold tier, I try to give you extra value. And for those of you that are high rollers, you get even higher value still. You get to be on a public live stream, hang out in a different way. And I'm trying to give you guys a couple, 3 times a month, a little preview of videos that are coming out. So, yeah. Six says, how many subs for you to play Twister on a live stream, Culture? Hmm. Well, I tell you what, Six, let's make a suggestion. Let's do this as we wrap up the show. We have a quick poll, so jump in on this as soon as you can. What subscriber goal for Twister with Culture? All right. 75K, 125K, 150K. Polls in the field, ladies and gentlemen. Polls in the field. So you guys can have influence here. All of y'all. Istafobo says the brand is already poisoned. CD Projekt Red is done. There you go. I don't know about that. I think they could come back. I'm telling you right now, Cyberpunk 2077 is remarkably playable at the moment. So there's that. I find it interesting their change of tone with that article. Yep. Yeah, they had a lot of the new modern neo-Marxism stuff that they were preaching for Witcher 4 and for the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 that included a lot of the message, the neo-Marxist religion of woke, the mind virus, whatever you want to call it. It's interesting CD Projekt Red is turning that corner. Gory-eyed beast for 2 Culture Casino cash says, here, have some money while I'm at it. Well, thank you. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And that's the whole point. If you find value in what I do, that's great. But I like that you guys are here. And to be fair to all of my friends, VR, Pro, Gary, whoever, sometimes your chats are so big. I mean, when you start to get to 1,000 to 1,500 people in your chat or more, just keeping up is nearly impossible, even with just the super chats. Super chats do drive certain shows. That's just the way it is. But it's nice to be able to talk to everybody. For example, that game place, the super chats drive the conversation on our channel. It's amazing, and we appreciate you all for that. Rogue Thinko with a strong opinion says, I think AAA games are a trash fire, but gaming is getting stronger as the smaller companies rise to the challenge. Yes. Yes, the smaller companies are rising to the challenge. Think about the fact that the first AAA game for the studio, Game Science, I think that's the name of the company, out of China. Not that I'm praising China, but I'm just saying their first AAA effort was Black Myth Wukong, and right out of the box, it sold 10 million copies in 3 days. What does that tell you? There's a demand for games that don't have the garbage imposed upon them. Imagine if Western studios just went back to doing that. And if, people don't get all up in their feels when they're making a game. I need a personal day. Well, you know what? You're here to work on this game. You need to be excited to work on this game. You need to understand that for the next 3 months of your life, you're going to be lucky to get enough sleep, let alone, all the other things that you'd like to do, like go fishing or, to the amusement park or whatnot. This little stretch of time is going to be worth it because you're going to get a bonus check the size of, a Cybertruck. So just chill, deliver a game. Mark Fields in the house. Good to see you. Bad Bill. We don't do participation trophies. Thank you, Six. Happy Saturday indeed. I appreciate you guys. You're the best. Holy cow, the generosity arrives. John Coleman drops 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you for that, John. You're amazing. We appreciate you, Talking Beard. Well, thank you. I'm afraid the beard's not going to be around, at least not at this size, for much longer. Got some doctor's appointments coming up. They need to take a look at my face, my skin. That's okay. It grows back. I have the hair growing gene. I grow a lot of it. Ah. Oh, I'm gonna try Mladen Laviev. Well, please tell me I even got close to your name, my friend. But thanks for being here. And thanks for dropping the CC man in the chat. We got Morgan King Larkin. 200K. For Twister? I don't know. Hey Jen, how you doing? Six is trying to steer the poll. You guys are going for the lowest number. Come on now. Come on. Rogue, thank Bad Bill. I've already passed 10K, bro. Vote early, vote often. Yeah, now we're going to watch a bunch of names circle through. Oh, the mum. I was so psyched for Cyberpunk 2077. I understand where that comes from. But unfortunately, we got to wrap things up. We got a premiere video that just dropped. Please go check it out. I will appreciate it. We're wrapping up the poll. And as expected, the lowest number showed up, 75K. So you guys will get your way. Again, we got to get there soon, though. I'm getting old. Maybe there will be a point where I can't do Twister. That'll be bad. Man, I love you guys. Do check out the premiere. We will be automatically redirected to, and then after that, the premiere will redirect you to Salty Nerd Podcast coming up next in about 11 minutes. The video is about 5 minutes, so bear with me. Check it out. It's worth it. You want to get informed on Venom 5, Venom 3. And it's about 5 or so minutes long, so do check it out. And on that note, thank you very much. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.